In Los Angeles, a city built on attention. Hillside mansions, supercars under endless sun, and parties where luxury is expected, not questioned. But for Dr. Dre, one of hip-hop's rare billionaires, the story moves differently. No noise, no constant spotlight, no need to show everything. Because the real weight of his wealth doesn't live in what people see. It lives in what stays hidden, properties few ever hear about, and a system built to grow quietly. So how does someone rise from South Central Los Angeles and build an empire where even success feels private? Maybe the answer was never on stage. And it all begins in a place that looks like a home, but functions as something far greater. In fact, as Architectural Digest once observed, Dr. Dre is also a shrewd real estate investor. A detail that reveals far more than it seems at first glance. Because what makes his approach different isn't just what he buys. There's no urgency to impress, no need to showcase every asset, not for attention, but for control. At the center of that system sits his Brentwood estate, arguably the most important piece in his entire portfolio, mansion in Brentwood. Purchased in 2014 for $40 million from Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen, according to Los Angeles Times. Spanning roughly 18,300 square feet on a 4-acre lot, the mansion carries the presence of a French chateau, elegant, expansive, and deliberately secluded. But its true identity isn't defined by architecture alone. Beneath its surface, Dre reshaped the space into something far more strategic. A professional recording studio sits hidden within the basement, complete with walnut wood paneling and its own private entrance, separate from the main living areas. Around it, a fully integrated lifestyle system unfolds. An indoor pool lined with reflective blue finishes, a gym, spa, sauna, salon, and massage space. This isn't just a residence, it's a controlled environment where creativity, privacy, and business intersect. A place where value isn't just stored, but continuously created. Further along the California coastline, another chapter of his real estate story quietly reached its conclusion. Mansion in Malibu. Originally purchased in 2000 for $4.8 million, stood on one of the most exclusive stretches of land known as Billionaire Beach. The property itself spanned nearly 9,000 square feet across 3 levels, designed with expansive glass walls, open terraces, and uninterrupted views of the Pacific Ocean. It offered something rare, complete openness to the outside world, while maintaining absolute privacy within. And yet, Dre didn't hold on to it forever. In March 2026, the home was sold in an off-market transaction for $16.5 million, as reported by Mansion Global. No listing, no public campaign, no spectacle. Just a quiet exit, executed at the right moment. And when you step back from this single property and look at the broader portfolio, the pattern becomes even clearer. A French-style villa in Woodland Hills, held for 2 decades, was purchased for approximately $2.35 million and later sold for $4.5 million. A Mediterranean estate in Calabasas, acquired in 2018 for $4.9 million, was sold in 2023 for $6 million. And perhaps most striking, a modern property in the prestigious Bird Streets area of Hollywood Hills, purchased for $15.4 million, was eventually sold for $32 million. He appears to be someone building an investment portfolio designed to grow quietly over the long term. A system where each property plays a role. And if real estate is the foundation of that silent empire, then what carries him between these spaces? More importantly, how does a man like this choose to present himself to the world when he no longer needs to prove anything at all? Car collection. He chooses vehicles the same way he builds his empire, quietly but with undeniable weight. Take the customized Cadillac Escalade ESV, for example. Delivered in early 2024, this isn't just an SUV, It's a Becker-built mobile office, designed for privacy, comfort, and productivity on the move. Inside, it transforms into a fully functional workspace, allowing Dre to move through Los Angeles without ever stepping away from business. And of course, the Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe, a presence that speaks without effort. This is the car he turns to for private events or quiet drives through Los Angeles, where elegance matters more than attention. It doesn't shout wealth. It defines it. What stands out isn't the number of cars. No need to constantly upgrade for visibility. And in that sense, his collection says something simple but powerful. He doesn't need to prove anything anymore. And yet, when you step back, one question still lingers. If cars are just the surface, then what does life actually look like when money is no longer a limitation? When everything is already within reach? How does a billionaire choose to live? Luxury lifestyle. Yes, there is luxury, but it is controlled, measured, and always intentional. One of the clearest examples is the 240-foot yacht Naya, a floating world of privacy and power. Renting at around $695,000 per week, it's the kind of space reserved for the ultra-wealthy, far removed from the noise of the mainland. But for Dre, this isn't just an escape. It becomes a creative environment. Out in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by nothing but water and silence, he continues to compose music, turning even leisure into something productive. And that balance between indulgence and purpose defines everything else. Take his watch collection. The Breguet Tradition Fusée Tourbillon, valued at around 164,800 pounds, is not just a luxury item. It represents precision, craftsmanship, and an appreciation for detail that goes far beyond surface-level wealth. Alongside it sits a platinum Rolex day-date masterpiece priced at approximately 77,250 pounds, timeless, understated, and quietly powerful. These aren't random purchases. They reflect taste. Because at this stage, luxury is no longer about having more. Even his generosity carries that same meaning. Gifting a $100,000 Hublot Big Bang to Rick Ross isn't just about money. It's a signal of loyalty, respect, and the kind of relationships that exist behind the scenes in an industry built on perception. This is not chaotic wealth. This is curated living, where every experience, every object, every moment of luxury is chosen with intent, never to impress the world, but to serve a lifestyle that is already complete. However, even this level of control raises a question. If lifestyle is the reward, then what is the system that keeps it all running? In the case of Dr. Dre, is not just a number, it's a timeline of decisions. Net worth. As of March 25, 2026, his net worth is estimated at around $1 billion, according to Forbes, placing him among a very small group of music artists who have crossed into billionaire territory, alongside figures like Jay-Z. But that number doesn't begin in boardrooms. It begins in South Central Los Angeles. As a teenager, Dre found his way into nightclubs, learning how to DJ, understanding rhythm not just as music, but as movement, energy, and control. In 1984, he joined the world-class Wreckin' Crew, and not long after became part of NWA, alongside Ice Cube under Eazy-E, a group that would redefine West Coast hip-hop. But Dre didn't stop at influence. He moved toward ownership. After NWA disbanded, he founded Aftermath Entertainment under Jimmy Iovine's Interscope system, building a label that would later power the careers of Eminem, 50 Cent, and Kendrick Lamar. And that's where the structure of his wealth begins to take shape. Not from performing, but from controlling the pipeline. The defining moment came with Beats Electronics. Co-founded with Jimmy Iovine, Beats became more than a headphone company. It became a cultural brand. In 2014, it was sold to Apple for approximately $3 billion, including $2.6 billion in cash and $400 million in stock. From that deal alone, Dre reportedly earned around $750 million pre-tax, pushing his net worth from roughly $550 million to nearly $800 million almost overnight. But more importantly, it changed his position. He was no longer just an artist. He became an equity player. And even after the deal closed, the system didn't stop. His remaining Apple stock, estimated at around $200 million in recent years, continues to grow quietly in the background, reinforcing the idea that his wealth is built to compound, not peak. At the same time, Aftermath Entertainment remains the core engine. Through production royalties, label profits, and long-term artist partnerships, the company continues to generate consistent income. Every stream, every catalog play, every new release feeds back into a structure that Dre controls. As Forbes highlights, much of his fortune is still derived from Aftermath and Beats, past and present working together as one system. And beyond that core, smaller, but still significant, streams continue to expand the ecosystem. Brand partnerships over the years have brought in tens of millions, including deals tied to Beats audio integrations and collaborations with major companies. In film and television, projects like Straight Outta Compton, which grossed over $200 million globally, along with The Defiant Ones and Vital Signs, add another layer of income and influence. And even now, the expansion continues. In 2024, Dre partnered again with Snoop Dogg to launch Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop, a ready-to-drink beverage brand inspired by their iconic 1994 track. A move that shows how legacy can be transformed into new revenue without starting from zero. This is not income tied to moments. This is a machine, a system where money flows from multiple directions, steady, controlled, and largely out of sight. And when you've built something like that, when the engine runs without needing you at the center, you begin to ask a different kind of question. What does life look like when there's nothing left to chase? Current life. At 61 years old, Dre lives a largely private life, rarely sharing details, rarely appearing outside of business or music-related moments. The visibility that once defined his career has been replaced by distance, not absence, but intention. One of the most defining personal chapters came with his marriage to Nicole Young. The two were married in 1996, and after more than 2 decades together, finalized their divorce in 2021. The settlement, reportedly around $100 million, became one of the largest in Hollywood history, split into 2 payments of $50 million. It was a public moment in an otherwise private life. There have been occasional public discussions about his personal life, but as of 2026, he remains largely private and focused on his work. But the more complex part of his life isn't relationships, it's family. According to People magazine, Dre has around 10 children, including Curtis, LaTanya, Tyra, LaToya, Ashley, Marcel, Tyler, True, Truly, and Andre Young Jr. And like many powerful figures, his relationship with them hasn't always been simple. Some of his children have spoken publicly about distance during their upbringing, about a father who was building an empire but not always present within the day-to-day moments of family life. And yet, over time, that distance hasn't completely defined the relationship. Some, like Truly and Tyler, remain connected to his world, supporting his ventures, stepping into creative paths of their own. But perhaps the most profound moment in his personal life didn't come from business or family. It came from his own mortality. In 2021, Dre suffered a brain aneurysm that led to 3 strokes within just 2 weeks while hospitalized at Cedars-Sinai. At one point, his family was reportedly called in to say goodbye. He survived. And in the aftermath, something shifted. Dre later shared that the experience changed how he saw life, how fragile it really is, no matter how much you've built. As he put it, it made him appreciate being alive in a way that success never could. By 2026, there have been no major negative updates regarding his health. He remains active, continues to train, and has spoken about the aneurysm as a lesson, something largely genetic, unpredictable, and impossible to fully control, even with discipline and a healthy lifestyle. And when someone who has spent a lifetime building control is suddenly reminded how little control we truly have, the question becomes different. So what do you think? Was it talent, timing, or strategy that shaped who Dr. Dre is today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're curious to explore more stories behind real wealth, stay with us. We'll see you in the next video.